Hey, what is up, you guys? You're watching Team APS. I'm with Calvin and Chris, and in today's video, we're going to talk about flip effect monsters. Are these, still a thing? Are they dead? And how could they maybe become relevant again?
I got one word to describe flip effect monsters. Trash.
Yeah, they're bad. Why are flip effect monsters so bad? What makes these things?
They're slow. It's too slow no, you can't. You need instant stuff. I gotta get the monster face down, which means I'm not going to be attacking with it or anything like that.
You're not progressing your game state at all.
And then wait for it to get flipped. That's just way too slow. By today's standards.
And using it manually flip it, which means you gotta wait till all in your turn.
Or letting it attack on next turn.
Which means you're...
It's probably gonna die.
Yeah, it's probably gonna die. Now, a bit of a history lesson. Flip effects have not always been bad. In fact, some of the most powerful, notorious cards in the game, Gravekeeper's Spy...
$20 Raikou.
Penguin Soldier.
Penguin Soldier, Raikou, Lightsworn Hunter... Mask of Darkness and stuff like that. Powerful flip effect monsters that, people kind of hate. But nowadays, just with archetypes and, synchros Z's and just this whole need to quickly bring out your stuff and quickly combo things off and make a big field, there's just not enough time.
The only way for it to be relevant is to make Shaddoll's playable again, or make a new Shaddall.
And I feel like Shaddolls are only playable because they had multiple effects. They had a graveyard effect and a flip effect.
Yep.
And then they had Sinister Shadow games.
That was the one that would flip them.
Yeah, they could flip them for you. See, and the only reason that was helpful because Hedgehog got your Shaddall fusion. And
and then they had Falco too, which would keep summoning yourself back face down. There have been other decent flip effect archetypes. Subterrors came out. They're
they trash.
Yeah. they're not the best deck. There's also Prediction Princesses.
Mm-hmm. I like their ritual monster.
Yeah, Prediction Princess. It's terror right?
It's cool. It does.
Yeah, she's good. She can flip summon stuff or flip stuff back face down, and it's a quick effect, and that's really good. And then at the end of your turn, she's able to summon a flip effect monster from the grave or your hand. So she's great. She has a lot of speed and a lot of synergy to it all. But the fact of the matter is, she's still a ritual monster, so it's still kind of hard to summon, and you don't want to have to use her in every single deck, because rituals kind of suck. And the archetype itself, Prediction Princesses, they're kind of about flip effects, but I don't know. I mean, it doesn't cut it. Their effects aren't popping stuff. They're not really they have one. I forget what her name is, but when she's flipped face up, you can summon a flip effect monster from your deck. You summon it in face down defense, which is wow, that's pretty decent. But then you can't use any other monster effects the turn you activate her.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
If you're not getting me basically the win condition of my deck or doing something to my opponent, that flip effect does nothing for me at all.
Yeah. The reason decks like Light Swarms and Shaddall prevail with cards like Raikou and Shaddall with all their flip effect monsters. The reason those decks succeeded was because they actually help you get closer to your win condition. With Light Swarms, every time you set a Raikou, turn one you set a Raikou, turn two your opponent attacks into a Ministry.
Yeah, it pays for itself.
It pays for itself because what's going to happen is they attack into it, it flips up, destroys a monster, and it also mills 3 cards.
Which progresses your game?
Which progresses your game state because you're more than likely milling something that needs to be in your graveyard or will hit your graveyard, then hit your field.
Right.
One or the other.
And that's the thing. It's unless these monsters are
unless they're
paying for themselves and moving things forward, it just doesn't cut it.
Didn't cut it.
There's also a recent card, Spirit of the Fall Wind or something. It's like a Stratos that searches flip monsters from the deck when it's normal summon. Pretty good, but then it's it only gets that effect when it's normal summon. And if you normal summon, that's your normal summon, which means you can't actually even set the thing that you flip and then you search. So it's just kind of
Oh, we didn't even mention the fact that
that's flawed.
We didn't even mention the fact that most of the time when you set a monster, it takes up your normal summon.
Yeah, that's very slow.
That's very slow.
And it can't self-protect either.
Exactly.
So like, there's nothing like this card can't be targeted. It's just face down. It's probably gonna get popped or.
Because even the time with Grey Keeper Spy, the only reason it was that good because it had a 2500 ass.
Yeah.
The Necro Valley.
Yeah.
And then, back in the days when you could only attack stuff.
Yeah.
Nowadays it wouldn't even matter because like it's just gonna get popped.
Yeah.
Pop everything.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why like I just feel like it's never going to work. Again, unless they make another Shaddoll.
Yeah. So how do we make flip effects better? What if there's anything?
Make Shaddoll great. Like this is what you gotta do.
Monsters, there's put them on the stove on low and watch them burn. That's about it.
I
take that out.
feel like it'd be great if the flip effect monsters. I don't know how this would work as a mechanic because they're face down, but if they can actually flip themselves up independently.
Like
the
when
game
like
doesn't
like-
recognize it, so you can't.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you could do that, like,
I mean, unless it's written into unless it's written into the card's text. Like
Konami would do it.
Yeah, Konami would make that's all
They
they
maybe
I can see.
reveal it before you say.
Like Konami making an archetype basically that says when this card is set, flip it face up.
Yeah, it would have to be
Something like that.
along the lines of like, you reveal it from your hand and then you set it, and then you can like in your opponent's turn you can flip it face up. When it's flipped face up, it does things. That'd be great. I also think that they got to go on the extreme and just make the effects kind of broken.
Yeah.
Like if you're being forced to use a slow mechanic, it's at least got to be you got to give this shit like some
Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
and it goes all back to like Shaddolls. They gotta have multiple effects and the help of
You're gonna have
a
to
trap that pushes them to flip themselves.
I mean, so in a sense, I mean, like
Make them float.
Like as of right now, flip effects are really just a lost cause in the game. They're pretty much just there for people who like to play casually, and even people that like to play casually probably won't even play them.
Yeah,
just
I mean,
because
even the
it does
casual
nothing.
new archetypes
It
don't
does
really
nothing
use
for you.
effects anymore.
Unless the card is just broken, like the nuts broken. I haven't said I haven't said that in the video in a while, but
Yeah, that's like a Yu-Gi-Oh
unless the
mainstay.
card is the nuts broken.
Which many aren't.
Which
right?
many aren't anymore because they got a lot of balance, but then you got shit like Zodiac. But anyway, unless it's just nut broken, it's not going to be good.
What's interesting about Shaddolls actually is how, despite being we're saying they're such a great flip effect deck, the moment they lost Construct, I mean even they got exposed as these things aren't working. They're still kind of slow without her, and so it's
In the words of Trail, free Construct.
like the words of everybody.
In the words of team, free Max B.
I really don't, I'm trying to think of a way that this could work. Oh, we didn't talk about Pot of Taboos. You know that
I know what
card?
you're talking about.
Yeah,
Like the monster.
Yeah, the big like
The
level
monster do
9.
like everything is banned or something
Yeah.
like
Even it doesn't mean really.
that. Level 9.
Yeah. You can summon it with that one Prediction Princess card I said.
They can bring back Fiber Jar. Bring back Fiber Jar.
Bring back all the jars. Aren't they all like flip effect monsters? Yeah. Hey, then flip effects will be relevant.
Maybe.
In some capacity.
Maybe because like it still goes back to that whole thing where it's like if I said it, okay, if I know they just unbanned Fiber Jar, a broken card, and just out of the blue, my opponent just randomly setting card now. Yeah, I ain't attacking that shit.
Yeah, that's
That
true.
shit getting destroyed.
Maybe the key is not so much.
That's that blind dark hole one card.
What if Konami up the rules to 2 normal summons per turn?
Then other decks will abuse it harder.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen what like Seraphinite and all that stuff has pushed the game towards. If Konami said like maybe you get like 1 normal summon and 1 set per turn,
That'd be different.
then you could like summon Spirit of the Fall Wind or whatever, search a flip effect monster, and then be able to like set it. But if it's just 2 normal summons, these decks are gonna abuse that far
It's like
faster.
a pretty cool rule. 1 normal summon, 1 set per turn.
I actually think that could work. I mean,
That's a new video. Alert.
yeah.
Rules
that
we wanna see in
that
your
should
game.
happen.
Yes.
Speaking of that too, I think, or really more what you said with like Fiber Jar and stuff like that, I think that it doesn't necessarily have to be like an archetype of flip effect monsters. I just think they need to make flip effects scary again.
Yeah.
Make you afraid to attack.
Yeah.
There was that period of time in this game where set monsters were scary.
Yeah,
It was either a spy, a Raikou, a hamster,
Penguin soldier.
penguin soldiers, like stuff that would actually mess you up. nowadays there's just no fear because it just won't matter. But I think that if something like Viper Jar came back, anything that makes you afraid to attack these set monsters, that's what we need.
Fiber Jar resets the game. I'm sorry, I don't know.
Yeah, Viper Jar like
I don't know.
actually does.
I don't know anything in Yu-Gi-Oh besides like getting Exodia Erupt on you. That's more worse than you setting up your board, setting up your graveyard, and then having it all reset. You to do it again. Like no.
Yeah, that.
No.
See, that's the thing. We need.
That's a wrench.
It's like
that's
make
thrown at
flip
you.
effects scary again.
Yeah, make it scary.
Because right now there's just no fear in popping or attacking any face down card. You ever had a period of time when like you would side deck Nobleman a cross out because flip effect monsters were like a legitimate fear?
Yeah.
You wanted to hit a Raikou or a Spy or something? Not anymore.
Like people were main decking that card, and side decking the third one.
So
Like for real.
yeah. So all in all, I would say that flip effects. Do we agree then they're dead, right?
I already told you my word.
Trash.
Yeah.
Trash.
And we agree that they could come back if, like, maybe like Construct could help Shadalls be relevant. But even
then,
it's not like a flip effect. That's just Shadalls.
Yeah, it's just Shadalls. And even then, like this, where the game is now, like will Shadalls still be that good? Yeah, think about it. I mean, power creep is a thing.
So would
Still
we
a
say
thing.
then it's not so much that like Spliff need a good archetype, it's maybe they just need like either change your rules or just be scared, be actual threats. Viper Jar,
Beat the
Orphan
nuts
Jar,
broken.
that kind of broken.
Yeah.
And easy to use, not like pot to use. So, yeah, that's our video. You guys can let us know what you think about flip effect monsters. How should Konami make them great again if it's even possible? Leave it in the comments. And you have a reminder, yes?
April 15th. Fort Worth region. I'll be there. He'll be there. We're doing a skit. I need 6 to 8 people.
Meet them there. I won't be, so I don't know what they're doing.
But I'll be recording for Team APS. And I promise not to be sleeping.
Cool. Like it if you like the video. Subscribe if you love the video. Sponsor and social media stuff in the description. And we will catch you guys in the next one.
Trash!